Have you ever looked at your child or an aging parent in your home and silently prayed that nothing happens to your family during this festive season? Many South African families are traveling, children are outside playing, and parents are shopping for January necessities. This time of the year brings joy, but also some of the highest crime risks in the country, especially around crowded pay points, shopping areas, and major transport routes. Today, we speak directly to citizens, especially those relying on SASSA grants in January 2026. The government has released new safety measures, serious ones, not just to protect the public, but to protect your income, your movement, and most importantly, your peace of mind during this busy festive period. Police visibility has been increased. Metro police are working hand in hand with SAPS, and there are active patrol strategies in hotspot areas nationwide. This is not just routine, it is a targeted approach to protect families while millions prepare for early year expenses. As we go deeper into the story, we want to ask you one honest question. Do you feel safer today than last year? Leave a comment and tell us your experience, wherever you live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified of accurate SASSA updates that can affect your grant. Across all provinces, law enforcement operations have been intensified. This includes strategic positions in townships, city centres, long-distance bus stations and busy shopping malls, where grant recipients often collect items before schools reopen. The festive period is traditionally a time when criminal activities increase, but this year government says they are more prepared compared to previous seasons. Border operations have been strengthened as well. This is not something we talk about often, but illegal cross-border movements and smuggling impact national security and economic stability, which directly affects South Africa's ability to fund grants in the long run. Treasury stability and national safety walk together, and government wants citizens to know that every measure is being taken seriously. Now, this story is not just about policing. It's about communities working together. Citizens are being encouraged to report suspicious behavior and to contact 08600 10111 if anything looks wrong around your living area. Sometimes that one phone call can protect an entire street. And as we continue this journey, stay with us, because later in the video, we will get to exactly when and how January 2026 payments will be made according to verified SASSA schedules. Please follow and subscribe for updates. Let us be honest. Many older persons feel nervous walking to shopping centres during busy periods. Some beneficiaries even prefer sending a younger relative because of safety worries. Government says they are aware of these concerns, and that is why additional police resources have been moved into identified hotspots. Traffic officers are also a critical part of this plan. More vehicles mean more movement, especially long-distance travel. And what happens every year when people speed, ignore fatigue, or drink and drive? Families lose loved ones. Government insists that preventing accidents is part of protecting households and protecting incomes. When someone becomes the only breadwinner at home, losing that person is devastating. But here is what gives many citizens hope. Instead of working separately, SAPS, Metro Police, and security partners are now combining forces. Integrated operations have proven more effective in responding faster whenever something happens. Before we move further, here is a question for you. How safe do you feel when you go out to collect your grant? Please share in the comments. Or have you encountered any fraudster before? Stay with us, because in a moment we will begin moving toward early January expectations and official communication from SASSA. When we think about safety, we often imagine police on the street, but safety is also about financial protection. Many grant recipients tell us the same thing every year. January is the hardest month. Children return to school, transport fees rise, groceries go up, and yet crime also increases around this time. So how does government protect citizens beyond just visible policing? According to government communication, law enforcement is also positioned around key areas where money circulation is expected to rise. This isn't random deployment, it's data-driven. They examine previous crime patterns, hotspot zones, and movement trends during festive periods to make decisions. The goal is simple:
reduce risk while grant beneficiaries prepare for the new year. Now, some people may wonder, is this really going to work? Time will tell, but what matters today is that leadership acknowledges the problem and has publicly committed to protecting communities, especially vulnerable households. Before we go deeper, I'd like you to think of your household situation. Who depends on the grant the most? Children, grandchildren, or elders? Share in the comments. Your voice matters here. Also, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the official confirmation dates coming up soon. Let's talk about something important: visibility. When police are not seen, crime feels closer. But when you see patrols, police vehicles, and officers in uniform, there's a psychological difference. People feel more aware, criminals feel watched, and vulnerable citizens feel at least some level of comfort. That is exactly why the South African Police Service says visibility has been strengthened for this period. Some provinces have already reported increased operations at shopping malls and taxi ranks, especially during afternoons when movement is high. That's exactly the time many parents collect food items and school supplies for January. Metro Police are also part of these operations, and what's interesting is the collaboration. This wasn't always the case. Historically, these structures sometimes operated independently, but now integrated planning is becoming more common. And here's something we all need to think about. As we enter the first quarter of 2026, crime prevention is more than just immediate protection. It helps build confidence in the social protection system. Later in this video, we'll talk about how these measures connect directly to SASSA's January 2026 payment schedule and what SASSA confirmed publicly. Stay with us. This information affects your household. Now, let us bring this closer to real life. Many beneficiaries rely heavily on grants to start the year. Without the support, school uniforms, medication, transport, basic groceries, and family needs would be almost impossible for many households to manage. But imagine trying to go buy these items in an area where criminal activity is high or where law enforcement is limited. That fear alone stops many from going out, especially older citizens. That is why government repeatedly emphasizes community involvement. Reporting suspicious activity may sound small, but it prevents so much. If you've ever had to walk a long distance to collect your grant or send someone you trust because of crime concerns, you know exactly what we mean. In the coming scenes, we'll start moving slowly into January planning, what government communicated regarding early year expectations, and how this connects to the official SASSA calendar for the new year. Everything we say here is based on confirmed public information, not rumors. Before we continue, please subscribe if you haven't already. This helps us bring verified, useful updates, especially for parents and older persons relying on grants.
As we move toward January, many families are already preparing financially. In South Africa, the first quarter of the year carries heavy responsibilities: school reopening, transport, New Year spending, and medical needs after the festive season. And for millions of households, the SASSA grant is the backbone of that preparation. Government communications for this festive season emphasize something very important. This period requires collaboration from everyone. Law enforcement alone cannot secure every street, every shop, and every taxi rank. Communities are encouraged to take part by reporting suspicious activities and following safety guidelines. But there's something deeper here. When government emphasizes community involvement, they are indirectly recognizing that families rely on this income and that any interruption, crime, theft, or personal harm can damage a family's stability. We have seen over the years how beneficiaries plan January purchases early. Even groceries purchased today are calculated with school opening in mind. That shows how SASSA grants are not monthly money, they are survival structure. In a minute, we will move into verified January 2026 payment expectations based on SASSA's published schedule and official resource pages. Everything here stays accurate and nothing is speculative. Stay with us, the next scenes will gradually reveal everything. One of the major challenges facing government has always been communication.
People often hear rumors before official announcements. WhatsApp groups circulate wrong dates, social media voices exaggerate changes. But official SASSA updates exist precisely to give clarity to beneficiaries and reduce confusion. And this month, SASSA has already confirmed the payment calendar for January 2026. We are not talking about predictions, we are talking about official information already published by SASSA and communicated through trusted national sources. However, before we mention specific dates, let's focus again on why government linked safety measures with January activities. It is because a large number of citizens will be moving between homes, shops, transport routes, and banks right after the holidays. That movement increases crime risk, and government wants beneficiaries to avoid falling victim. Additional SAPS visibility, metro police operations, and reinforced traffic safety are all part of protecting that movement. Soon, we will go directly into the confirmed schedule for older persons, disability, and children's grants for January 2026. And while some might wonder about possible increases, there is currently no confirmed new increase announced. Everything today is based on facts from public and official sources. Stay with us. Now let's take a step into your home for a moment. Think about January. Children waking up early, new school bags, uniform prices, transport, lunch money. The list is long. Parents and grandparents know that without financial support in early January, everything becomes stressful and emotional. Government always reminds citizens that social grants are part of financial protection for the vulnerable, especially older persons, children, and persons living with disability. These grants keep households functioning. So, with that in mind, we finally enter the confirmed timeline. Official SASSA releases state that January 2026 payments begin during the first week of the month. The calendar shows that older persons receive first, followed by disability, and then children and remaining categories. These dates are carefully structured to ensure systems operate efficiently and to avoid overcrowding at pay points and bank queues. Combining the payment schedule with improved festive safety measures is part of a national approach to secure beneficiaries in early January. In the next scenes, we will name each specific day, in order, based on SASSA's official calendar, and then look at what beneficiaries should expect moving into the new financial year. Here are the confirmed payment arrangements exactly as SASSA has published for January 2026. Older persons grants are scheduled for Tuesday, 6th January 2026. That means pensions will be available from this date forward, including any related accounts linked to older beneficiaries. Why does this matter so much? Because older persons usually have the most urgent medical and household needs after the festive period. Starting with older beneficiaries is a system that respects elders and ensures they can prepare essentials first, especially medication, clinic visits, and early school items for grandchildren. Another important detail: even though most beneficiaries now use cards, some still collect physically, and that's why safety operations are being highlighted so strongly. SASSA and the minister responsible have emphasized that maintaining safety around high-traffic areas remains a national priority throughout the holiday period and into early January. So if you or your parents receive the older person's grant, simply mark 6th January 2026 as the starting point. Soon we'll go deeper into disability grants and children's grants, and then wrap everything with an important reminder as South Africa prepares for the first quarter of 2026. Stay with me, this information helps families plan with confidence. Next, let's move to disability grants. According to SASSA's official calendar, disability grants are scheduled for Wednesday, 7th January 2026. This includes persons with permanent disability and temporary disability grants that remain active in the system during this period. Beneficiaries in this category often face transport difficulties, mobility challenges, and health-related vulnerabilities. That is why government's safety plan emphasizes assistance, visibility, and access, ensuring that those collecting do so safely and with necessary support. You might also notice that disability grants are always placed immediately after older persons. That system is intentional. These are the most vulnerable categories in society, and SASSA prioritizes them by date, giving time for queues to flow and for ATM areas to stabilize before the next group arrives. Remember, there is currently no official new increase confirmed for January 2026 beyond previously adjusted structures. If any new announcement comes, SASSA will publish it officially. For now, the focus remains on secure January access, smooth collection, and community awareness. In the next scene, we move to children and all remaining categories scheduled for Thursday, and then finish with what families must expect as we enter 2026. Now, finally, parents and guardians, this part concerns you directly. Children's grants and all remaining categories are scheduled for Thursday, 8th January 2026. That includes child support grants, foster child grants, and care dependency grants. January is one of the toughest months for households raising children, especially with increased schooling costs. That is why many families begin budgeting right now, even before December ends. Government understands this pressure, and that is why the January schedule begins early enough for parents to organize transport, food, school uniform, and basic living needs before the school term fully begins. As we conclude this portion of the video, please remember the central message. Festive safety measures are not only about today, they are to protect families preparing for early year expenses and protect the income millions depend on. If you found this useful, kindly subscribe so you don't miss verified updates, changes, or official announcements from SASSA for February and March 2026. Stay informed, stay safe, and keep your household protected. Till next time, bye.